For decades, dedicated civilians have attempted to prove the existence of aliens, putting their reputations and lives at risk.
When witnesses are visited by men in black, they're interrogated, they're made to feel scared either for their lives or for their safety.
How far will governments go to hide their agenda? And what price do whistleblowers pay to reveal it? Join us as we investigate the war on truth and the Watchmen who fight it on Unsealed Alien Files. A global effort has begun. Secret files hidden from the public for decades, detailing every UFO account, are now available to the public. We are about to uncover the truth behind these classified documents. Find out what the government doesn't want you to know. Unsealed Alien Files. Exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth. April 2013. Record numbers of UFO sightings pour in across the USA. Over 50 sightings of glowing orbs and triangle-shaped crafts are reported in California alone. Within 30 days, over 200 reports flood in across 7 states. MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, is on Alert 3 status, the highest existing warning level. So many UFO sightings in such a short period of time might be a disturbing warning sign. But if the US government will not investigate or alert the public, who will? MUFON is America's largest private UFO organization. They investigate in place of the authorities who claim no branch of the United States government is currently involved with investigating unidentified flying objects. MUFON dispatches field operatives to investigate reports of UFOs. Antonio Paris has led many MUFON investigations. He also heads up his own organization, the Aerial Phenomenon Investigations Team.
The intent of aerial phenomena is to investigate UFOs from a nuts and bolts perspective. And that is to look at what people are reporting and try to identify what that person saw.
Paris and his team have uncovered evidence that UFO witnesses have more to fear than contact with alien life. Niagara Falls, Canada, October 14th, 2008. Employees of a popular hotel witness a large triangular object in the sky. It hovers for some time and then silently vanishes. But perhaps the most disturbing encounter was still to come.
The witness recontacted us and told us that several months later, his hotel was visited by 2 unidentified men in black. And these 2 came into the hotel, harassed the staff for about 30 minutes, and simply walked out. The Men in Black are an unidentified group or an organization that would go around to alleged sightings of where there was some type of UFO report. And in most cases, they try to collect the information that was reported by the witness. Sometimes they actually threaten the witness for the information, especially if there's some type of evidence.
Who do these unidentified men work for? And what would they gain by intimidating UFO witnesses? Hotel employees describe the men as terrifying, almost alien in behavior. The hotel manager reports the incident to police, but they launch no investigation. Paris and his team break the story. Independent investigators like Antonio Paris have often broken through the barriers of secrecy enforced by the government. A leaked government communique indicates civilian investigations present a threat to their monopoly on UFO investigation. Numerous alleged UFO sightings are reported directly to or collected exclusively by unofficial UFO groups. Unsealed case file, the Pixley case. July 23rd, 1956, Pixley, California. A C-131 transport plane takes off from Hamilton Air Force Base. A massive impact, followed by a flash of light, knocks the pilot, Major Stenvers, completely unconscious. The plane spirals into a 9,000-foot nosedive. Stenvers regains consciousness and seizes the controls. He pulls the plane out of its downward spiral and brings it to an emergency landing. Stenvers is interviewed by the local papers, saying, "It was as if we struck a brick wall." The story quickly disappears from the media entirely, even though an Air Force spokesman confirms the plane looked like something had struck it from above. Was the story suppressed because the Air Force jet collided mid-air with an alien craft? 1952, UFO reports begin flooding in from southern Canada to Texas. The U.S. government denies that any are UFO phenomena. Civilians are forced to search for the truth through a smokescreen of alleged government cover-ups and secrecy. But an incident in July of 1952 would be nearly impossible to deny. Unsealed case file, the Washington, D.C. UFO incident. Multiple objects are detected on radar by military bases across the capital. They are grouped in formation and moving fast. Phenomena has passed from one radar screen to another with a fair degree of certainty. This was the same phenomena.
In July 1952, on 2 successive weekends, a fleet of UFOs invaded the airspace over Washington, D.C. They flew over the Capitol, they flew over the Pentagon. They were seen by hundreds of people. They were chased by United States Air Force jet interceptors. They were seen by air traffic controllers. And the whole event over these 2 successive weekends was reported in the Washington Post, the New York Times. You can even see photos of UFOs over the Capitol today in photo archives.
Witnesses describe the UFOs as large balls of light, moving at incredible speeds, leaving a streak behind them. An Air Force colonel confirms the jet pilots are and have been under orders to investigate unidentified objects and to shoot them down if they can't talk them down. Despite a rapid deployment of fighter jets, no combat engagements are recorded. President Truman meets with a team from Project Blue Book. Without even conducting an investigation, Blue Book informs President Truman the strange lights and photographed UFOs are nothing more than temperature inversion, warmer air occurring beneath a bed of cooler air. Blue Book's explanation is questioned by virtually everyone. Was Truman's government concealing the truth, even from him? Not satisfied with Blue Book's explanation, Truman assembles the Robertson Committee. At the time, their findings and existence are kept secret from the public. What did the Robertson Committee learn that demanded top-level secrecy? And would their true findings ever be made public? Internal rumors of the existence of the Robertson Committee forced NICAP, the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomenon, to publicly demand access to all existing UFO documentation. NICAP members include high-ranking military officers, among them the director, Donald Kehoe. These men aren't just challenging the establishment. They are the establishment, and they are demanding answers. The release of censored documents proves the government officially does not believe UFO phenomena to be real. Was the Robertson Committee looking for answers, or was it a smokescreen maintaining a secret government alien agenda? January 22nd, 1958. Armed with evidence he feels will disprove the Robertson report, Donald Kehoe appears on television to discuss the UFO phenomenon. Kehoe is adamant evidence exists that will absolutely prove that the UFOs are machines under intelligent control. But as Kehoe attempts to tell the world what he knows, TV executives cut the audio of the live broadcast. A television executive explained, "This program has been carefully cleared for security reasons." What was Kehoe trying to tell the public? Later the same year, Kehoe appears on ABC with Mike Wallace to again expose evidence of the reported government UFO cover-up. While on air, Kehoe claims it wasn't CBS censoring him on the earlier broadcast. He states it's the United States Air Force trying to silence him. How far would those in power go to hide the truth about aliens? Government secrecy surrounding alien contact forces civilian groups to investigate the phenomena on their own. In 1958, UFO activist Donald Kehoe exposes the government's Robertson panel as a front to debunk the UFO question and accuses the military of trying to silence him. Kehoe publicly challenged those in power, and that challenge would inspire someone else to take on the American intelligence community. 1957, Ground Saucer Watch, or GSW, is formed. A small UFO activist group headed by Arizona engineer William Spalding. Spalding is investigating a government research installation that had allegedly recovered alien technology from a 1953 UFO crash site in Kingman, Arizona. Spalding claims to have 2 signed affidavits from Air Force personnel who were driven 4 hours north of Phoenix in the dead of night to investigate a disc-shaped craft half buried in the earth. The men allegedly saw 2 4-foot-tall alien corpses with large heads and brownish skin being retrieved from the cockpit. Spalding lobbied the government for years to access information about the Kingman crash. His efforts yield nothing. How long would the veil of national security prevent him and other ufologists from accessing information in restricted files? An unlikely chain of events would open the door to a brief moment of government transparency. In the wake of the Watergate wiretapping scandal, ashamed Richard Nixon is forced to resign from office. The American public watch in shock as their elected leader is discredited and his cabinet dismantled. To win back the trust of the people, Congress passes the Privacy Act under the direction of President Gerald Ford. Spalding's quest for the truth now has serious leverage. He is given access to the restricted documents the CIA had denied him for so long. What Spalding finds shocks him to the core. Unsealed case file, the Durant Report. The government publicly states UFOs are not worth investigating, but secretly monitors civilian watch groups in search of extraterrestrial life. Such organizations should be watched because of their potentially great influence on mass thinking if widespread sightings should occur. If aliens do not exist, why is the government spying on those who seek the truth? Secretary of the Robertson Committee and author of the Durant Report is CIA operative Frederick Durant. It's revealed that both Durant and the Robertson Committee were tasked not with investigating evidence, but with establishing a protocol for debunking UFO sighting claims. The conclusions of the Durant Report raise one key question. Why has the U.S. intelligence community gone to such great lengths to debunk UFO phenomena if they are convinced it is pure fiction? In 1977, William Spalding, with the backing of the Citizens Against UFO Secrecy Group, files a lawsuit against the CIA for violating the Freedom of Information Act, and wins. The CIA is forced to release over 9,000 pages of UFO files. Files they insisted on multiple occasions they did not have. Among the files are several sanitized versions of both the Durant Report and the Robertson Panel Report. The released CIA files expose a systemic policy of ridiculing witnesses and watchmen, spying, intimidation tactics, and control of public information on UFOs. If there was any doubt that the government was taking the business of UFO investigation seriously, the release of the CIA files proves they were deadly serious. At the 2013 citizen hearing in Washington, D.C., Richard Dolan looks at a post-disclosure world and the price the Watchmen have been forced to pay.
Throughout our major news organizations, in which an open belief in UFOs is a third rail for one's career. Throughout our scientific establishment, for sure, and also throughout our political structure. All of these institutions and others have treated the UFO topic as nothing more than a joke, something suitable for immature minds. Can it really be that the professors throughout the United States uniformly have dismissed this phenomenon without any cooperation from the intelligence community? Ditto the world of science, politics, and media.
The unending fight to reveal the truth about extraterrestrials has become more advanced and more dangerous. Modern whistleblowers often risk their lives to bring the truth to light. In 2002, Gary McKinnon hacked one of the most sensitive systems in the American intelligence infrastructure. What he uncovers shocks the world.
Gary McKinnon is a British computer hacker that allegedly got into NASA computer systems and found evidence that they were actively covering up an extraterrestrial presence and the reality of the UFO phenomenon. One of the documents that he said he saw was labeled non-terrestrial officers, which then listed quite a few personnel. The question is, what did this mean?
Could the reference to non-terrestrial officers refer to agents from another world? And if so, where are they? And what are they doing? Some experts believe the reference to non-terrestrial agents is evidence of a long-held theory that a secret base exists on the dark side of the moon. Identified and eventually arrested, Gary McKinnon faces a possible 70-year prison sentence for breaching American Secrecy Acts. Has McKinnon, an independent ufologist, uncovered proof that the United States government has not only made contact, but is dealing regularly with extraterrestrials? Without McKinnon's efforts, the public would still be in the dark about alleged non-terrestrial agents engaged by government agencies.
We are the game changers. Someday, and it won't be too long in the future, something is going to force someone's hand.
Who will be the next civilian to risk everything and expose the truth? Will it be you? This is Unsealed, Alien Files, exposing the biggest secret on planet Earth.